Did you have any experience in multifamily commercial real estate space before you just jumped into doing these bigger
Not
deals?
at all. Not at all. All the knowledge I acquired was after I joined the Warrior Group. Before that, I tried to learn. Unfortunately, there is some information available, but it's randomly there, but there is no structure to it. So you don't know what you are looking for and how you're processing that information.
Hi, my name is Rod Khleif, and I'm host of the Lifetime Cash Flow Through Real Estate Investing podcast. Now, each week I interview multifamily rock stars, and we talk about how they've built incredible wealth for themselves and their families through multifamily properties. So hit the like and subscribe buttons and get notified every Monday when a new episode comes out. Let's get to it. Welcome back to Multifamily Rockstars. Now, these episodes, as you guys know, is where we do a much more deeper dive into specific guests' deals versus just like an overview and whatnot. And we really give you some actionable and certainly practical items to get started and do your first deal, especially if you're brand new to this multifamily game. And I've got my co-host Mark Nagy with me here as usual.
Good to be here, Rod. I know I say this every week, but I'm excited for this one. 900 units in 8 months. So this should be a good conversation.
He's killing it. Well, I happen to know him quite well, and you'll find out why here in a little bit. But his name's Atif Gul, and former or still seasoned software engineer for 25 years. Has worked at big companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and Uber. And welcome, buddy. Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Rod. It's an honor to be on the show.
I remember, I think the last time I saw you, we were having lunch or something at the airport in San Antonio. Is that right?
At the airport.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you're going to find out why we were having lunch at the airport in San Antonio here in a little bit. But Atif, why don't you tell the listeners your story, where you started and why real estate, and kind of bring us current in your own words.
So my name is Atif Gul. I am a software engineer for last 25 years. Very good, stable W2 job. A year and a half ago, I was a bit frustrated because the job is good, but it is very demanding. It's hard to maintain the work-life balance. So I was trying to look into how to generate passive income and how to achieve financial independence. So to my frustration, although I have good net worth and good investments, but there is no path towards the financial independence. So I went on a quest to learn about how to generate passive income. It took me about a year where I invested a lot of time and money into educating myself how people generate passive income. During that quest, I came across multiple different avenues, and everything didn't work out as my stage of life. But this multifamily, that was aligned with my goal, and I started looking into more and more into multifamily. That was very fascinating. And then last year, I decided to take an action and learn a little bit more. I came across Rod over the social media. He was a big inspiration, and I thought that I should join the Warrior program he's running. So I became the part of the program. So that whole experience joining the program, it was mind-blowing. There was a whole troll of information over there. There was a big network which was very supportive. People were very helpful, very open, and the program was structured in a way that it pushes you to take action. So, but the real story started. I was in the program for about 6 months. I learned a lot of different things about the multifamily, and it was all theoretical knowledge. I had a great coach. He was my mentor, and I was working with him, so everything was good. And I remember last year, Thanksgiving, 2023, Thanksgiving. I was just sitting around and I was just looking back that where I am, and I felt confident that I have a lot of information on the multi-family space, how to do underwriting, how to source deal, how to raise capital, everything's there. But it was all theoretical knowledge, nothing practical. So that day I decided to take action. And my action was very simple. It was start talking to people, start talking to everyone and anyone. So that was my resolution on that day. and I just acted upon that. And within the Warrior program, whoever I could connect with, I started talking to them. I started talking to my social network, and just telling them about multi-family space, what I'm doing, and what kind of path it is towards financial independence. So I just start talking. And then fast forward 8 months, I am a GP in 900 units. The assets under management are roughly 100 million. So here I am.
Boom, baby. Well, listen, how I know Atif, sorry, I've mispronounced it earlier too, is he is a co-JP in my latest San Antonio asset. He came in, joined us in the due diligence, and raised. How much did you raise for that deal, Atif?
Roughly 1.2 million.
1.2 million you raised, and I assume from your network of people in the IT space, you've got connections from, and this is, a lot of people from the IT space actually do very, very well in this business, because not only are they analytical, which you need to be, or at least have someone on the team be, but there's a lot of money in that space. So, but anyway, that's the Regatta apartment homes community that we closed on a few weeks ago, and it's the reposition is well underway. But why don't we go ahead and talk about that deal so you can describe the deal in your words? So talk about how many units it is, and just give us kind of an overview on the deal, Atif.
Sure. It was an amazing deal. It was a distressed asset. The previous owner haven't put any money for last 2 years, so there was a lot of deferred maintenance. It came on the market, Cree Capital, which already owns another asset on the same street. So that was in the neighborhood, and that's how we came to know about this property.
Yeah, no, I was actually there. I'll tell you how we came to know about it. I was there doing a surprise visit on the other asset, which is just over a mile down the road, because I love to watch the blood drain from the employees' faces when I walk in the door. I'm kidding, but and then while I was there, one of the other partners said, "Hey, there's a deal down the street you need to go look at." So I went and looked at it. And anyway, please continue. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 200 unit asset, and we got it for 100,000 a door, which is an amazing price in that market, because a couple of other properties which sold recently, both of those went for more than 130K a door. So
yeah, one was 137 right next door, 137,000 a door, and we got ours for 100. Yeah.
So this property is unique. It have a lakefront at the back of the property, and a beautiful neighborhood. It's a Class B property, but you can say the neighborhood is kind of a B plus or close to A neighborhood. So that is where the property is located. We did a good due diligence with the team. Rod was also there, and the other GPs were also there. We uh, kind of went into each and every unit. There's a 200 unit property. So we brought in inspectors. With the team, we just look at the exterior, look at the interior. We note down almost each and everything what need to be fixed on the property. So that was a great, amazing experience working with Rod, because this was my first time doing a walkthrough of a property. So I learned a lot of new things during that visit.
Let me add something here. So guys, I'm in thousands of units, and I will tell you, the bulk of them were either brought to me from Warriors. This actually was brought to from another Warrior that's involved in the other San Antonio deal, and I have partnered with Warriors on every single deal that I've done. So that's one of the benefits. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a huge benefit, but it is, I suppose, that you can actually partner with me on deals, as Atif did on this deal. So you said it's lakefront. Yeah, there's 38 units that are on the lake, which is extraordinary, and then right across the street on the other side is a golf course. I mean, you couldn't have a better situation, around a property. A lot of national retailers, like you said, great area, and just needed some love. The property needs some love. So talk about the financial side of it, because that's pretty exciting too, Atif.
So the deal was roughly 100,000 a door, and amazing thing is that we assumed a 13 million loan at 3.2% interest rate.
Yeah, so we assumed the loan, which is fantastic. 7 years left on it too. Yeah.
Yes, and we allocated roughly 3.7 million in capex budget. And based on our underwriting, we projected 6 to 8% cash on cash, 7% preferred return, and 15 to 17% IRR. So this is a great deal in this current market situation. So those are the amazing returns for investors. So it was a kind of a win-win for everyone. Bank was happy. They wanted to get rid of the property, so they let us assume the loan, and we were able to promise these kind of returns to our investors.
Very conservatively, I might add. You know, I call this thing a unicorn because this is the first one we bought in 18 months.
So what are some of the things you're doing to get that value add? Because I see a list here and I see some kind of unique things. Like I see a pickleball court, which you don't see very often on these sorts of deals. What are the things that you guys are doing to increase the value and get it to where it needs to be?
Yes, so that was also an outcome of our walk through the property during our due diligence. We did very interesting things. One of the things which I definitely want to mention is that we went to visit the neighboring property. We just walk into those properties. We say, hey, we want to uh, see what your units are and how much those are going for. So we did a walkthrough of their units just to compare that where our property is and how we compare against our competition. So that was a great exercise, and we figured it out. They have a good exterior, but interior, it was just average interior, and we could renovate our units better than that and bring a lot of value into it.
One other thing about these units, which is extraordinary, is every single one of them has a fireplace. Every single one of them has washer dryer hookups. So, you know, and again, a bunch are lakefront. Please continue.
So we figured it out that it has a lot of deferred maintenance. So uh, it need exterior painting across all 10 buildings in the property. There were some buildings which had recently siding fixed, but a bunch of other buildings need some siding work. So we estimated all of that. We plan to renovate all 200 units with nice appliances, nice flooring, and
light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, blinds, you know, just really make them look good. In fact, we refaced the surfaces on the fireplaces with new tile, which looks fantastic. Yeah, and by the way, we're actually fixing siding on all the buildings. It wasn't some of them. It turned out that all the buildings had some siding that needed to be replaced, and they're well into it. And it's being repainted. It's beautiful. The repaint is beautiful. It's moving along very, very quickly. I think we're redoing the next 20 units. We've already done 20.
That's fast.
They're well into it. So
sure. So the other things which we identify was resurfacing the parking lot, adding a gym and a pickleball court. So this is interesting. They had a tennis court which was not maintained and it was shut down. So we figured it out.
Looked terrible. It looked terrible too. When I drove up the first time, the net was like hanging, just like it just looked deplorable. Yeah.
So nowadays, pickleball is becoming more and more popular. So we thought that we can repurpose that a tennis court into a pickleball court. So that is what we're doing over there.
Two actually. We're gonna put two in there. Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna make two pickleball courts. We are also improving the pool. We are adding a
well, let's go back to the fitness center for a second. So when we got there, they had eliminated the fitness center. There was like a conference room. There was storage. It was stupid because people like to have fitness, and so we're opening it all up. And putting in, you know, a really nice fitness center. So anyway, just throw that in. All right, to the pool. The pool's almost done too.
Yes, pool is almost done too. So we are putting a nice gazebo right next to the pool, and we also need to do some little maintenance on the pool to.
Well, we're resurfacing the whole thing, resurfacing the pool itself, and all the concrete around it is being redone, and they're well into it. They're supposed to be done by the 1st of August. So very exciting. But yes, a gazebo, We just ordered really bright, beautiful pool furniture for it as well. Yeah, you haven't been in that loop, Atif, so I'm throwing a couple things in that you might not have been aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
see Amazon locker. What was it before?
there was no lockers. There was a mail box, which was outdoors. So
Oh,
we are going to put Amazon locker. That would make people a lot easy for the people to pick up their packages. Before that,
Yeah,
I did.
before that they had to go to the leasing office, or be left out in the porch, and I will tell you, when you have a complex like that and the leasing staff has to deal with packages, it's a real pain. They don't have time for it. So the package lockers are a real nice improvement, and it had a real decrepit laundry room there, and that laundry room is going to be where the package locker is now, and so it'll be very, very nice and secure as well.
Other than that, we installed security cameras across the property just to increase the
Yep.
security. We added lot of lighting to brighten it
Hmm.
up in the night. We improved the signage across the property. So those are kind of major improvements which we are already done with few of those, and the rest of those are planned. Another big thing was bringing in a very reputed management company. So we brought them in previously, as I said, that the property was distressed and the previous owner was not spending a lot of time. When the first time we went there, there was no one in the leasing office,
Yeah.
and property was in a bad shape. And the funny thing is that while we were walking around the property, the tenants came out and they start asking us that, hey, looks like you are from the management company. We have some requests made in. What's the status of that? And we told them that no, we are not here for that purpose. But that shows that how stressed was this property, and the tenants were really frustrated with the existing management company. So we have this management company on our other property at Sedona, which is
Mhm.
just a mile away from this property, and they're doing amazing work. And we also brought them into this property as well. So
We
these
actually
are
brought
the
that. We actually pulled the manager from that property over to this property, and promoted the assistant manager at our other property, and they're both rock stars, and they're killing it. I mean, they're just flat out killing it. Both of them are at both of these assets, and yeah, Christy is the new manager at Regatta, and she's just doing a magnificent job.
by the way,
The
just real quick on that, but before we move on past that, because that's something people don't talk about very often, property managers, just having those connections. I see so
Mhm.
many nightmare stories about bad property managers. Just knowing people that have a great property management team at another asset gives you so much confidence to hire them on your next one. And just doing that, it just takes a little bit of a burden off your shoulder, so you don't have to try and guess and check which property management team is going to work. So that's just a small little thing there, but it makes a big difference.
Oh no, it's huge. It's the whole enchilada, candidly. I
Yeah.
mean, I've got assets where we've got other management company. Another one that I've got, I'm not going to say where because people know which one it is, but we need to change them out. There's no question. And so it's a common issue, and it's tough to find good management companies sometimes. And really, it's as much about the on-site people as it is about the actual company that they end up working for. But yeah, what do you think is your biggest area of expertise in this business, Atif? Your superpower, as it were.
So when I joined the program, I distinctly remember that in the very initial days, I started working with my coach, and he asked me that which area you want to specialize. And I said that, yeah, I think I can do capital raising. I think I can do asset management as well. I can do deal sourcing. So pretty much, I think I can jump into all of these. But a few months down the road, I realized that each area need its own expertise, and you can't play in all of those three areas at the same time. So you need to pick one which is your superpower and just stick to that, because each area requires its own dedication, its own expertise, its own different kind of network. So you can't do all three together. So based on my background, as I come from the IT background, and I have a big social circle of high network individuals who have a lot of money and who don't know anything about alternative investments. Uh, Mostly they invest into the stock market, and that's the only investment vehicle they know. But stocks are not going to give them the passive income. So that is where I am in a unique position to educate those people about generating passive income and bringing them these kind of amazing deals where they can achieve the goals of generating passive income and financial independence. So I picked up that area, and right now I am sticking with the only with the fundraising, capital raising, and I'm not looking into becoming an operator anytime soon. So right now, that is only my focus.
And by the way, Georgie, who we had on last week or a couple of weeks ago, same thing. He works for Facebook Meta, and he did the same thing, connected with the high net worth individuals, raising capital. So if you're in that space in the tech world, this is a clue, guys. Multiple people are being successful doing the same thing. Rod, go ahead.
Okay, and yes, and I'm going to put on my teacher hat just for a second, and Atif knows this, but you cannot just raise money. You have to be actively involved in the deal. Like Atif was there for the due diligence. He's on the asset management calls. You know, he's heavily involved. And I think you were involved in some of the bid collection as well, if I recall. And so, yeah, you can't just raise money, but if you were, you know, if you're in the IT space, the medical space, athlete space, business owner space, you know people that have money, and I will tell you, finding the money is going to be even harder than finding the deals in this, as we head into this current economic uncertainty. And so, that's a fantastic way to get ingrained with a team. And like when we bring on a new warrior, we tell them, listen, if you can either find the deals or find the money, you're going to move much faster than if you just try to, slowly ease into this thing. So those are the two superpowers. Now, by the way, if you are interested in applying to the Warrior program, text the word crush to 72345. Again, that's crush to 72345, so we can help you crush it in this business.
So it's I know you've done other deals as well. I don't know if it's 2-3 more other deals. Talk about how you got those connections as well. Were they through similar warriors or people that you did this first deal with? Did you connect with other warriors? How did you get to your second, your third, your fourth, whatever, so quickly?
Yeah. So first of all, the starting point was the Warrior program, and that was a big help with my initial journey. I made a lot of contacts within the Warrior program, and a bunch of those people became my mentors. And so my second deal was within the Warrior group. A couple of warriors, they were doing acquiring a property in Savannah, Georgia. So I came along and did the capital raising for
Savannah,
them.
you said Savannah, Georgia, yes?
Yes, yes,
Okay. Is that John and Sam?
Jonathan. Yes,
Okay, I didn't know you were in that deal. Fantastic. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, they're rock stars. Good.
yes. So yeah, so that was great connections I made in the Warrior program. Then I started going to different conferences and made a lot of connections on those conferences. And as I said that I decided to talk to everyone. So whoever I would meet, I would try to connect with them and understand what they are trying to do and learn from their journey. So over the time, I build a lot of connections, and that's how I got into other deals as well.
Fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. Give us some good tips for raising money that maybe aren't talked about a lot on the show. If you've got any suggestions, if somebody wants to go out and raise money for a deal, give them some strategy.
First of all, that it need some pre-work. You can't just really go and start raising money. First of all, you need to start talking. And when I say start talking, create your presence. Just start talking to everyone. Talk to your coworkers, talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to the next person on the seat when you take a flight. Just talk to everyone. what you are doing, why you are doing, just start doing that thing. And the second thing is create your presence on the social media. It would be ideal you start a podcast and post on your social media. Just educate your investors with the multi-family space. Uh, Give them the information what is interesting for them, because your first job is to educate the people.
Yeah,
Uh,
let me interject. Let me interject something. You said you could start a podcast. There's just a lot of ways you can capitalize on social media. It doesn't have to just be a podcast. You could do a meetup group. Okay, you could do a LinkedIn channel. You could do a YouTube channel. You could do a Instagram page. You could do, I wouldn't suggest maybe TikTok because it hasn't been very effective, but Facebook for sure, Facebook group. There's a lot of different ways that you can create reach, not just podcast. Just want to throw that out there. But let me give you one more tip, and I teach this at my boot camps, obviously. But and we live in the greatest time on earth to create reach. Good God, I mean, it's so easy to do it as long as you're willing to do two things, and that is add value and be consistent. If you whatever vehicle you choose, if you add value and you are consistent, then you'll be successful.
that would let your network know that you are doing something new. And the other thing is that it would uh, build your credibility, that when they see you talking about something again and again, so they would understand that you are subject matter expert, or you know the space.
Yeah,
And
very smart.
it would take a little bit time, and you would see that people start coming to you to ask those questions. It would be amazing that if you can start some kind of a weekly session, either it's online or in person, where you pick up a topic and just talk about it. You would be amazed that people start showing up. And but it would take a little bit time to get there. You need to be consistent, as Rod said, that you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
So once you have that kind of a network, and then when you have a deal, you can talk to them. People would listen to you very seriously. You can have a webinar on that deal. You can explain people what that deal is, and what are the specifics of this deal. So that is how you can be successful in capital raising. So these are
Yeah.
kind of some tips which
Yeah, it's
are
great.
I
And
also
and
follow.
realize it's just building relationships. That's really the bottom line. And when you add value, like you say, you're perceived as an expert. Sometimes you're faking it till you make it. I know a lot of people that'll do a podcast or a meetup group or some other channel, and they'll interview experts. But by virtue of the fact that they're interviewing the expert, they're perceived as an expert, even if they're doing a little fake it till you make it thing, which is okay. So everybody starts. So, but you got to get started, and you got to be consistent, and you got to add value. That's it. If you want to create reach. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to ask as well. Just so the listeners can hear, Atif, did you have any experience in multifamily commercial real estate space before you just jumped into doing these bigger
Not
deals?
at all. Not at all.
So
I
brand new.
Absolutely. My all the knowledge I acquired was after I joined the Warrior Group. Before that, I tried to learn. Unfortunately, there is some information available, but it's hard to find that information and hard to structure that information. I mean, the information is all randomly there, but there is no structure to it. So you don't know what you are looking for and how you're processing that information. So after joining this Warrior Group, there were two big advantages. One, all the information was available in a very structured form, and then there was a community who would talk
Yeah.
about it. Every week we would have those calls, and on those calls, some topic is discussed, and you understand whatever you learned. You understand where it is applicable, how it is applied, what's the value of it. So that was the biggest, one of the big advantages I get out of this program, is that structured information.
You'll see a lot of these events that are publicized on social media where they got all these speakers lined up. Big name speakers that you'll recognize, and they're fun and they're very motivational, but you're never going to get the soup to nuts training you need to go do something. It's just more, specific topics. It's not the whole soup to nuts. Like, at my boot camp, it's basically me killing myself for 2 or 3 days, but you get it. It's the soup to nuts. You get everything, and so. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to those other events, because I go to them just to get motivated. But to get the full picture, you really need a full immersion where you're really learning the subject matter on one specific niche out there, either in real estate or some other business strategy, versus a lot of ad hoc stuff.
Project us out a little bit, right? Because I know you're a high income earner. I get asked all the time, especially from high income earners, is like, hey, how do I get there faster? How do I create that financial freedom? Project us out at your current pace, how many units you think you're going to need, and time frame of what you think that's going to look like for your version of financial freedom. So people listening can get an idea of where you're at and apply it to themselves.
So I can talk about my journey as I started. I started taking action on last Thanksgiving, as I talked about it. So it's been roughly 8 months, and right now I have 900 units. And with this pace, I think I want to add another 1,000 units, so roughly 2,000 units, which is my target to achieve my financial goals. So hopefully it is going to be a year more or less than that, where I can see that I achieve my goals of 2,000 units, as well as the financial goals I set for myself.
Atif, let me ask you this. What do you think is a characteristic that every multifamily investor should have? What do you think is something they should embody to be success in this business?
Yeah. So, a multi-family investor. So I'm purely talking about from the investor point of view, as when you come as a LP into the deal. So major thing you need to have is understanding of the space. I see people who are interested in investing in multifamily, so but they don't understand how to evaluate a deal. So my advice to them is that educate yourself with once a deal come to your table, how are you going to evaluate that is it a good deal for you or it's not a good deal. So I try to understand a little bit about underwriting process. A lot of people would tell you, almost everyone would tell you that they do a very conservative underwriting, but it's not the reality.
Right.
Conservative
Sure, they do conservative
Everybody says
underwriting,
that.
and they're projecting, and they do conservative underwriting, and they're projecting 10% rent increases every year. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah. So, but I will tell you, just to throw in, and I'm just going to shameless plug here, get your butt to my boot camp. If you're going to be an LP in deals, get your butt to my boot camp. Don't give your hard-earned money to someone, anything, stock market, real estate, passive investing, and multifamily, until you have at least some basic understanding of it. Spend a little time, because you worked hard for that money. Spend a little bit of time learning it. So that's really sound advice, Atif. I completely agree with you. So let me ask you this, Atif. Do you think anybody, regardless of their background, and even if they have no experience, or maybe some experience, can do this business?
Absolutely.
Okay.
As long as you have the determination and your goals, and you have the fire to achieve your goals, anyone can do it. There is no rule that you need to have a MBA degree or the finance background or the IT background or anything like that. It is
Right.
all you need to do is that you have that fire to understand things, connect with people, learn, be open-minded. Anyone can get into this business and nail it.
Yeah.
By the way, I
Great.
know people are going to have excuses. I know you have a full-time job. Do you have a family as well, kids, anything like that also takes up your time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's all about your passion. As I said, that you need to set a goal and you need to look forward to that goal. When I have a full-time job and I'm doing this thing, I need to keep myself motivated and I need to look forward to my goal that, okay, I every day I am marching forward to my goal, and that keeps me motivated.
Yeah, and I will tell you, and you know this, Atif, you come to one of my boot camps, what's the first thing we do? Goals. Because how do you get anything if you don't know what it is? You've got to create that burning desire, that hunger. It starts with that. Otherwise, you're never going to take action with it. There's a reason my warriors and boot camp attendees are so freaking successful, because they actually do it, because you've got to, create that hunger and to push through fear, to push through limiting beliefs, or to get uncomfortable. And it starts with goals. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you coming on the show. It's good to see you. It's been a little too long, but I'm very excited about our deal together. It's going really well. I'll be out there. Yeah.
For anybody, before you forget, Rod, for anybody that wants to reach you, Atif, where can they do that? If they have questions, want to connect with you?
Yeah.
Right.
So they can see my logo at the back of my.
Well, they might just be listening. So give it to them.
Okay. So they can go to my website, gulequity.com, GULEQUITY.com. And they can also reach me at atif@gulequity.com, ATIF@gulequity.com.
Nice. Well, thank you, buddy. It's great to see you, and I'm sure we'll see you. I know we'll see you at the September Warrior event. I'm sure you won't miss that.
Yes.
Nobody does. But okay. Yep. Thanks, buddy. So one other quick thing. We encounter so many people that are frankly frustrated. They're looking in the mirror and they're frustrated that they haven't been able to escape the rat race. They haven't been able to build cash flow to the point where they're able to have financial and time freedom with their families. And maybe they see other people buying real estate and creating, incredible cash flow, and they think, well, it's just scary. Buying apartments is intimidating. And I get it. But see, that's why we created our Warrior Mentorship Program. They're our coaching students, and they've had extraordinary results. My students, I've been teaching about 5 years, and they own upwards of 140,000 units now that we know of, right? And we feel like it's just getting going. Now we're looking to grow this group and really take it to the next level. And honestly believe that the greatest transfer of wealth could be upon us right now with this current economic environment. Everything's going on sale. So we're looking for people who want to follow a proven framework, really like a blueprint or a map, literally step by step. And then they're able to leverage our systems and our incredible network to raise money and equity, to find deals and close those deals and build partnerships, really nationwide. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can become more in our incredible network and take advantage of the unbelievable opportunities that are upon us, you can apply to my Warrior Mentorship Program by texting the word CRUSH to 72345, or you can go to mentorwithrod.com. And what we'll do is we'll set up a call so you can check us out and we can check you out and see if it's a fit. Now, again, you can go to mentorwithrod.com or text the word CRUSH to 72345 to apply, and we will speak soon.